All right. Hi, anyone who is there or anyone who's watching it in the future. I'm not too sure if there's anyone around. I've literally just sort of done this as a very impromptu sort of thing. Just wanted to, I guess, have a bit of a chat and about a couple of things. Well, the first is obviously in the title. I'm going to take a break for a little bit, just not too long. But then I've got some plans for what I'm going to do with the channel as well. And I just want to do a quick video. So those of you who do follow the channel, whether you're watching it now live or if you're watching it at some point in the future, you know what's going on, or maybe you're watching it well down the future, and it's sort of this is the point where the channel changed a bit. I don't know. You can see my good buddy Jay's there in the chat. G'day, Jay. Very good to see you, mate. Always good to see you. Cool. So look, it's basically I've sort of been a little bit funny and sort of sporadically been doing six pack and things like that for the last couple of weeks. I'll be honest, I've been a little bit burnt out with everything that's going on. It's sort of been. Look, I think like everyone, it's been a little bit stressful. I think I've probably been trying to do a bit too much, both personal, business, and online. And I think I just needed to sort of take a step back and breathe a little bit. For those who don't know, so my business, or what was my business, was actually a digital marketing business. And I predominantly looked after, pubs, clubs, restaurants, entertainment industry. So when the virus hit and, I guess everything sort of locked down, my business completely went kaput overnight. So I've had to sort of refocus and sort of rework how I work and what my business is and a few different things like that. So that's taken up a fair bit of my time. Plus, obviously I've got my history studies that I'm doing, and that's meant to be about sort of 30 or 40 hours a week I'm putting in there. I'm finding I'm probably not, but that's okay. That's another story. And then sort of, doing stuff on top. It's just that, it gets a little bit hard. So what I've decided to do is I'm just kind of stepping back from a few things just for a couple of weeks. It's not going to be, good to see you there in the chat, Randy. Good to see you, mate. So it's not going to be a long-term thing, but it's just going to be just a couple of weeks, just to breathe, just to kind of get myself sort of refocused and I think it'll be better for me, and I think it'll be better for the content I put out as well. I think sort of lately it's just sort of been a little bit, I've just sort of been throwing things together last minute, and haven't sort of been putting the effort in that I think I guess people who are watching deserve. So I want to be able to do better content for everyone. And that being said, there's been some really cool stuff that I've done on the channel, like my interview, like the interviews, the one-on-one interviews I've been doing lately. I've been loving them. And that being said, I'll be taking a break after Wednesday. So I actually do have an interview lined up on Wednesday with Michael Sherlock, who's the head of Atheist Alliance International. Fairly, I guess, I don't know if I'd say controversial, but he's certainly, I think people either love him or hate him, and he's caused a few waves lately. So I think that'll be an interesting conversation. So after Wednesday, I'm going to take a couple of weeks off. When I come back, the channel, there's a few things that will stay the same, a few things that are probably going to be a little bit different. First of all, six pack is still going to happen. Obviously, after a couple of weeks off, six pack will be back, and definitely a lot of the guys and girls that are regulars on six pack, I'm hoping will still come on and still be sort of keen to be a part of that. I know that a few of the people I normally do it with have sort of been a little bit burnt out as well, and wanted to step back. I think it's something that just seems to be going around at the moment. So, but definitely, I know that. I'm sure Jay and Jen. I think I don't think I could do it without them. So I'm pretty sure they'll both be there. But it's obviously just in a couple of weeks. But what I want to do with six pack is probably be a little bit more organized with it. It's kind of it's almost turned into a bit of a drinking session, which is okay, because the purpose of six pack is it's solving the problems of the world while having a couple of drinks. I think it's just kind of I don't know. I think I've been a little bit messy the last few, and that's not what I want to do. That's not sort of what I want to put out there. I want to be able to have serious conversations. Yeah, I want to be able to have a drink and a bit of a relaxed atmosphere while I do it. But I haven't been happy with what I've been putting out there, and I want to do better for everyone. So I'll be a little bit more organised, a bit more planned. There'll be topics sort of set up weeks in advance. So a few things like that. So the AP podcast, or the Atheist Pastor podcast, that's something I'm really enjoying. I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying that. The one-on-one interviews. Ideally, I want to do about one or two of those, or at least one, sometimes two a week. I've actually got that up on Spotify and a few other podcast places. And that seems to be a bit of a different platform as well, and kind of pretty cool, and I'm enjoying it. G'day, Julie. Good to see you there. Haven't seen you for ages, Julie. Scummer's there too. Cool. Everyone's sort of popping in, and Chris. Sorry, so I just saw Chris in there as well. Sorry, I am trying to keep on top of all of this. So I'll be doing the podcast. So I want to talk to obviously people in the community, but I also want to have a chat with, I guess, some of the more. Some people who can challenge my way of thinking, challenge everyone's way of thinking. I'm hoping to talk to more religious people on it, and just not to do a Dillahunty and try and bash them, but just to have conversations. I think if people can understand people, all the better. So I'll still be doing Over and Under with Steve. I think that's just all. While Steve's sort of got the court thing going, that's just sort of taken a step back for a couple of weeks, so that might even come back before Six Pack does. But with my political stuff, I'm probably going to move that to. I've got another channel that I haven't really done much with, but I'm probably going to move that to the other channel, because I think it's probably better to separate the political stuff and the I guess the community, the atheist sort of content. I don't necessarily think they go hand in hand. I think it's fair to say my political views are probably fairly different to most people, I guess, who I engage with in the atheist community. And that's cool, because I like having conversations with people who challenge what I think, and hopefully I can do the same. But yeah, I just don't necessarily think that, I want to try and create the best content for people. And I think the best content on this channel is the atheist content, religious content, having those conversations, having those interesting conversations. Of course, Six Pack, but I'm going to move the political stuff to another channel. I'm also getting. I'm looking for a video editor, because one thing I suck at, I can do live streams, because you click a button and basically I just start talking like I'm doing now. What I do suck at though is video editing. It's just not my thing. I've played around with it, tried it, so I'm probably going to try and get someone to start editing down clips from live streams, do some other videos, probably some of that stuff. So hopefully there'll be a lot more content. So if people don't want to watch an entire Six Pack, maybe they can just get the bit on the topic that we were talking about, maybe a 10 to 20 minute clip, something like that. I don't know. It's probably going to be a bit of an evolving thing. When Six Pack does come back, what is really cool is I'm pretty sure we're coming up to the 50th Six Pack. I've got to go and do a count. It's either the next one or the one after is going to be Six Pack number 50. So that's going to be a bit of a celebration, but we'll get it. We'll get it going. So anyway, so that's what's going on. It's actually pretty cool to see some people watching it live, which is nice for a quick. Once again, a throw together. Here's what's going on. Just for anyone who missed it, basically I'm taking a couple, after my podcast on Wednesday, I'm just taking a couple of weeks off. I just really need to breathe. I think that's probably the best way to describe it, and have a bit of time with for me, with my family, and work out, just try and make sense of this crazy year that we're having, because 2020, it's a good year. There's some pretty cool stuff that's happened, but it's a damn stressful year, and I think it's stressful for everyone. So anyway, everyone, thank you very much for coming along. Definitely, I'll make sure in the description I'll throw some links for some other channels, some good people who I know, a few of them who I can see here. Like, definitely go and check out Jay's stuff at Nevermore Tavern. Scummer, I know you've got stuff. I don't know if Randy, I don't know if you do any content, but if you do, I apologize because I don't know if I've seen it, but flick me the link and I'll put it in. Definitely Julie. Julie definitely does content with Junk Shop Library. It's awesome. Really, really cool stuff. Yeah. So anyway, thanks everyone who was here. Thanks everyone who's watching down the track. Thanks everyone who cares. Thanks everyone who sort of takes the time and invests in I guess invest their time in watching what causes me an immense amount of pleasure to do, and that's everything I do on this channel. So I'll see you all in a couple of weeks. I'm still on Twitter. I'm not disappearing off the face of the earth, but yeah, just the channel might be a little bit quiet after Wednesday, but I guess there's a lot of stuff that you can go back and watch. But yeah, there's also a lot of other really good content creators in the community. Make sure you go and check out their stuff too. Thanks everyone for being here, and have a wonderful day or night or whatever it is, wherever you are.